It's good, y'all. Cozy boy Don, man. Um, we here to talk hoops. You feel me? Like, ain't really got too much going on. We just wrapped up the end of the last of the first games for everybody. Some teams played the second game, but everybody's first game is over with. It's done, finito, all that. So I'm here to talk about it, recap it all. You feel me? And if you enjoy content like this, I suggest you subscribe. Right there, hit the bell after you subscribe, you feel me? And leave a like on this video. And after that, leave a comment down below. Tell me what you think, you feel me? Because your input is just as important as mine, you feel me? And this is all about conversation. So without further ado, everybody kick back, relax, and get cozy with your boy Don, man. And other than that, let's get right into it, man. Let's get it. All right, so we're going to start with the first game that just finished wrapping up. The Warriors get another dub to move to 2-0 against the Clippers. And this game was fun. This is the most fun game out of the 3 games that happened tonight. So we're going to talk about tonight, then we're going to go backwards. You feel me? So the Warriors put out the dub, squeaked by, you know what I'm saying? And first off, like starting the game first quarter, we thought it was going to be a blowout. You feel me? Steph Curry had 25 in the first quarter. He didn't miss. And it's only fitting that he did that on the night that he was a part of the 75th anniversary team. You feel me? One of the top 75 players of all time. Arguably a top 3 point guard, or maybe the GOAT point guard. You feel me? He did his stud thizzle in the first quarter. He kind of cooled off after that, but at that point, once you get 25 from your star player in the first quarter, it's kind of hard to like keep going on that, just because of the law of averages. You're gonna start to miss. You're gonna start to miss and do things of that nature. So he cooled off for a bit. And the Clippers, credit to the Clippers, they got right back into the game. Eric Bledsoe had an amazing debut back with his old team. Paul George hooped as well. You know, PG always gonna come with it. You feel me? One of the smoothest players in the league. You know he gonna come with it. He was hooping. Terrence Mann did a really good job trying to limit Steph Curry's looks. And really my standouts for the Clippers were Paul George, obviously, Eric Bledsoe, Terrence Mann, Ivica Zubac, and Marcus Morris hit a couple big threes down the stretch and things like that. And this is just the first game for every team, so you don't want to read too much into it, but everybody is so excited because we got hoops back. You feel me? Like full crowds, everything. So it's like we can't help but be giddy and excited as basketball fans. There's nothing more than you love than like hoop. You feel me? So Warriors are 2-0, Clippers are 0-1. Clippers are going to be perfectly fine without Kawhi, as everybody thought they would. You know what I'm saying? If you didn't, you tripping, because you know that man PG over there going to do a stud thizzle, and they still got a really good team. So they're going to be good in the West. The Warriors, now, going into the season, I thought the Warriors were going to be, well, I still think the Warriors are going to be probably, I might change my mind after seeing these 2 games. They're still going to have their struggles because they're not really equipped to be the juggernaut that they were before, but they have a little bit more guys that have more experience in the system that the Warriors have, with guys like Andrew Wiggins being in his second year, Juan Toscano-Anderson, Jordan Poole, and some of the younger guys are more experienced in the system that Steve Kerr has implemented with the Warriors. And then you have Steph, Dre, and Iggy is back, so they know the system front and back like the back of their hand. And you have guys like Nemanja Bjelica, who probably already play that style and fit really well with that team. And going forward, I think they'll still have their bumps in a row as they integrate like some of the younger guys like Moses Moody. He played solidly in the few minutes that he got. He made some really nice passes. When Jonathan Kuminga comes back, don't think he's going to get too many minutes with the way that the roster is looking and the way that they're playing. James Wiseman is probably going to be the only person that comes back and gets a big chunk of minutes once he's healthy. And then at that point, we'll see what the Warriors are about. Right now, they're on fire. They're going and everything like that. But we're just waiting on Clay to come back for real. I feel so bad for Clay, bro. Clay's just sitting on the sideline. He was happy, but it looked like he was just killing him for him not to be out there. So Warriors are hey man, Steph Curry is that dude. On the other side for the Clippers, like I said, I wouldn't worry too much about it. So onto the game before that was the Heat and the Bucks. And then at the same time was the Mavericks and the Hawks. Usually with stuff like that, I try not to watch 2 games at one time, because if you watch I mean, some people are able to do it and multitask, but if you're watching 2 games at one time, you're not able to get all the small details and everything like that out of it. But if you really just want to sit down and just admire what's going on, you might have a big monitor. You go on NBA.com, log in, get your league pass stuff ready, and put 4 games on the screen at one time. Have one on your TV, all that other stuff. So, but usually, like tonight, I try to pick 1 game to watch at a time. So I picked the Heat and the Bucks over the Mavericks and the Hawks. And I sat down, I was like, yeah, I'm excited. I want to see what the Heat are talking about. Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo, Kyle Lowry, PJ Tucker. I want to see what they're about because I didn't watch too much preseason. I saw them play against the Rockets. And they were just on straight go mode. Like they were just yelling at refs, going super hard. And I was like, yeah, that's the energy I like. I like this. I like this energy. So, tuned in to watch them play, and hey, them boys look demonic. Them boys look goated, bro. They look so good. I wouldn't say that they're like this means anything. I just wanted to see how well the Heat played. The Bucks were dealing with injuries. There was no Drew Holiday, no Brook Lopez, no Dante DiVincenzo, Bobby Portis. They were missing a lot of guys. So it's not really too much you want to look into for the Bucks. They did get blown out, but sometimes that happens on certain nights in the NBA. You might just run into a team that's on business that night and you just get blown out. But from the Heat standpoint, I want to talk about how I think they'll project going forward just based off this 1 game. Kyle Lowry didn't play too well shooting-wise. Neither did Duncan Robinson in the first half. By the time halftime came, the game was over with. So at that point, you just start doing other stuff. That's exactly what I did. That's exactly what I did. I watched the entire first half, and then after that, I was out. The Heat played. Their defense looked so really amazing, bro. Their intensity, their attention to detail, their ability to cover up for each other's mistakes, and I think they'll probably be the most annoying team to play if you're a player in the NBA. Like, legitimately. PJ Tucker's going 1,000%. Jimmy Butler is going 1,000%. Kyle Lowry is going 1,000%. Bam is going 1,000%. You got Eric Spoelstra over there coaching them boys up, doing what he need to do, and then you got Tyler Hero coming off the bench, getting boogie. He boogie night. He had 27 tonight. And a lot of people were like down on Tyler Hero because he had a so-so year last year. And you just gotta remember with young players, you're gonna have bad stretches, you're gonna have good stretches. You feel me? But if you've seen what you've seen before, it's not like it's just gonna disappear and he's gonna be like null and void. And there is one play I do want to highlight from that game, and that was a sequence at the end of the first half. I'm put on the screen up here. This was the crescendo of the game. The Heat played so much good defense, bro, that they played such good defense, bro. Like they were sending double teams late, being able to switch off and then X out to the corners, do all this, do that, make the Bucks make quick decisions, take quick shots, and then turn it in transition points easy. They were getting a lot of transition points and everything like that. But at the end of the first quarter, they turned the ball over. And I don't remember who was running out. It may have been Thanasis that got a steal, was running out. Max Strus, he coaches, you got to go all out. Max Strus, hauling ass, come down, mink, off the glass, mink, gets it up to Tyler Hero. He come down, easy trade in the quarter. It had me running back and forth from room to room yelling. So that was my highlight play for that game. But the Heat looked really, really good, bro, and they're probably going to be one of my favorite teams to watch. I want to know when they play the Knicks, because that game, especially in the Garden, because that game is going to be fire. And speaking of the game before that, like I said, I didn't watch too much of it. I saw it because it came on before the Heat and Bucks game. But what it looks like the Mavericks had a bad night. It looked like they had a bad night. Opening night can either be a really good night or a really bad night for the most part. And it looks like the Mavericks had a bad night. They ran into the Hawks. The Hawks are really deep. They're really talented. And they're really explosive offensively. With the Mavericks not being the most offensively explosive team outside of Luka. Luka has to carry the load like I don't know what. So we're going to see how they go moving forward. Kristaps Porzingis is going to have to play well. It's going to be interesting to see how Jason Kidd does, because he doesn't have a good track record as a head coach. But giving them another chance. So we're gonna see what they talking about. If they're good, if they're not, I don't know. Some of these teams you're just not gonna know until you get more film or more evidence and things like that. So that's all I have for that one. So I'm gonna close the book on tonight, and we're gonna go on to Tuesday night. All right, so going back to Wednesday night, we had like a million games. Obviously, you're not going to be able to watch all of them, but we know the results of all of them, right? The games that I watched was the Knicks and the Celtics. I watched a little bit of the Hornets and the Pacers, and I also watched a little bit of the Nuggets and the Suns, and a little bit of the Kings and the Blazers. Start with the Kings and the Blazers. Blazers lost. Not that big a deal. Harrison Barnes had a hell of a night when he had 36. Went stupid. Harrison Barnes is still really good. The Kings are a solid team. Don't know what's going on with the whole Marvin Bagley situation. He's gonna be out of there soon. I don't know why they. I can't fathom why teams give up on top picks so easily and so fast and things like that. So, yeah, the Blazers. Not too worried about it. It's just one game. Like I said, it's just, like, most of these are just one game. Dame didn't have his best night, but you're not gonna have your best night every night. You feel me? So, on to the next. Suns and Nuggets. It was opening night for the Suns at the crib where they got rid of the Nuggets at. Nuggets got their revenge. Jokic, what he had, like 30 or like I think he had 30 and 10, 3 assists. He did his third thizzle. Will Barton looked good. The Nuggets are a really good team. Like, there's no disputing that they've been a really good team for the past 4 or 5 years now. Led by Nikola Jokic, the reigning MVP. There's not too much taken from this game, but good performance. You know what I'm saying? And then the game of the night obviously was the Knicks and the Celtics. The Knicks and the Celtics. Oh my God, they're such even teams, and they're always. I promise you, every time they play, it's probably gonna be an epic matchup because they're so even. You know what I'm saying? The Knicks are a more gritty, physical, defensive team, knockdown, drag out type of team. That's the type of team they were last year. They added more scoring with guys like Kemba and Evan Fournier, who had a big night, big 32. You know what I'm saying? Julius Randle did his thing. Who was it? RJ Barrett had a nice game. Kemba tried to sell at the end of the game with all the turnovers. That was kind of crazy. Jason Tatum had a stinker. He was like 7 for 30, but Jaylen Brown had 46. He was going dummy. He was in that. He was a part of Backstreet. Well, he was in this double Dini that night. Boy, he was step back. You know, all types of moves, sidestep, step back, Euro lay, all that. He was going stupid. He was doing everything that you needed, and everything you need your star player to do. You feel me? He carried the load, but he kind of ran out of gas at the end, and they needed somebody else to kind of pick up the slack. Grant Williams was hitting some big shots in overtime, hit a few big threes, but it wasn't enough, unfortunately, and the Knicks got the win. And if you didn't listen to the pod, go listen to the pod. We talked a lot of NBA. That came out yesterday, so go check that out. You feel me? One of my most exciting teams to watch in the NBA is the New York Knicks, especially when they're home. The Garden be jumping, fans is electric, and the team is fun, bro. Like, you got Derrick Rose, Kemba Walker, Evan Fournier, Julius Randle, RJ Barrett. You got Mitchell Robinson catching lobs. You got Obi Toppin catching lobs. You got Emmanuel quickly hitting deep ass threes. That's a fun ass team, bro. If you're not tuned into the Knicks, go tune into the Knicks, bro. They must see TV. And the only other game that I saw tidbits of was the Hornets and the Pacers. Domantas Sabonis had a big night in the loss. Chris Duarte had the best rookie performance of everybody in the loss. What he had, 29, 27, 29, and 27. I don't remember exactly what it was. And LaMelo. LaMelo is trying to cement himself as a star in the NBA already. You know what I'm saying? What he had, 31 and 10 or 31 and 9. Led the team on a big comeback because they was down by at least like 20-something at halftime. They came out in the third quarter, got going, got rolling, and they were able to pull out the dub with Miles Bridges hitting 2 key free throws at the end of the game to get the dub. It's pretty much all I got on that game. So, talking about other things that happened on Wednesday night, the Sixers got a dub against the Pelicans. I don't think the Pelicans are going to be that well this year. But it's just one game. But at the same time, Zion's not there. There's a whole saga with Zion. He's out of shape. He's hurt, and even when he's healthy, like physically healthy with his foot, he's still going to be out of shape. So he's going to have to play his way back into shape in the middle of the season, and it's going to be a cluster. And I don't know what they're going to do about it. It's all been mismanaged and everything like that. It's drama. The Sixers, on the other hand, still have drama. You know what I'm saying? With the Ben Simmons situation yesterday, he's probably not going to. They just need to get rid of bro. Just go ahead and ship bro off. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? And that's pretty much it. Oh, the Timberwolves beat the hell out of the Rockets. The Rockets aren't good. Timberwolves look really good. They have a big 3 over there. And as the season goes on, we're going to see how good the Timberwolves are going to be as they start to play stiffer competition. So, Tuesday night, opening night, the ring ceremony with the Bucks and the Nets going at it, and the Lakers and the Warriors. Lakers and Warriors was a hood classic, bro. Hood classic. And like I said before the season, if you didn't go check out that video, I know I'm plugging everything. Go check that video out, bro. 8 players that will blow up this season. You feel me? On that list, number 3 for the Warriors, Jordan Poole. Young man is dynastic. You feel me? He's got moves for days. He could do everything you looking for right now. You know what I'm saying? He's explosive. He's got range. He's got moves. He's got boogie. He's got swag. He could finish at the rim. He could dime you up. He could do damn near everything. You feel me? He spurred a lead in the third quarter to get them back in the game, and then the Warriors played their blissful style of basketball. Nemanja Bjelica had a great game. Steph had a triple-double, first time in 5 years. Congratulations, Steph. Draymond had a decent game. You know what I'm saying? And the Lakers, it's going to take a little bit of time for them to get going just because they have a few injuries already. THT is out. Trevor Ariza is out. A couple other guys are out. And it's going to take some time for Russ to get used to playing with LeBron and AD. I wouldn't overreact to him having a terrible first game. It's the first game. It's the first game, bro. Like, it ain't nothing too much to like go crazy and yell about. But I still think the Lakers are probably going to be top seed in the West. They're going to be hunting and gunning. LeBron and AD had great games, but they just couldn't pull out at the end because the Warriors are explosive. So, what's the last game we were going to talk about was the Bucks and the Nets. Bro, the Nets, to me, are flawed. And not because Kyrie's not there. They don't have a big man. And at the end of the season, when you're in the playoffs, they're going to have to play teams that have big men. You know what I'm saying? If you think about Giannis, Brook Lopez, then you go to the Heat with Bam, then you go to the Sixers with Joel Embiid, then you go to the Hawks with guys like Clint Capella, John Collins, and stuff, and guys like that. They got Gorgie Jang over there too. They got Big O coming back too, and the list goes on and on and on. The Knicks had big men too, so like you're gonna need a big man. They got killed on the boards. Like in the first half, they had the shot display was disgusting. Like the Nets were getting one shot, the Bucks was getting 2 and 3 shots. Every few possessions, they were getting offensive rebounds. They were killing them on the boards. They didn't have any like rim protection. They didn't have anything, and it kind of looked like they were a little bit rusty. They didn't have too much cohesion, whereas the Bucks were they were clicking. And it's ring night. It was like we damn sure ain't losing on ring night. So, Giannis is on a tear. He's trying to kill everybody. But other than that, bro, I don't really have too much else to talk about. I just spilled out my thoughts on these 3 nights of games. Like I said before, like, comment, subscribe. If you enjoy content like this, I will be making so much more of it, and I will be looking into making like more detailed content with stuff like this, with like breakdowns and like highlights of things of that nature. So if you like the video, go ahead and like the video. Until next time, everybody stay cozy.